Hi, this is Gary with Gary's Sprinkler Repair Service, and today I'm going to show you how to set and program an Orbit Easy Dial sprinkler timer. Alright, let's start off by, once you get the timer programmed and set, get in here where you guys can see me. Alright, without the glare. Alright, so first things first, when I'm setting a timer, once it's in and installed, I come in here and go to set date, and you can see it says it's 12:37, and so we'll find out real quick if that's correct. Is that correct? Let's see here, I think that's accurate. 12:37 p.m. So there's more things here than just the time, so I'm going to go forward. There's AM or PM. If that was incorrect, plus or minus will change it, then hit enter. Go forward again, the year. You can see the Y for year is blinking. Again, if I had that incorrect here, plus or minus will change it, enter saves it. Go forward again, there's the month, it's September, plus or minus will change it, enter will save it. Go forward again. You can see here that we've got the day, today's the 21st of September, and again, if it was incorrect, plus or minus will change it, enter saves it. Go again to the right, we're done there. So now we're going to turn the dial to start time. And we can see here in the A program, and I'm showing you the letter A right here, and it says the first start time right here is at 5 a.m. And again, if I wanted to change that, plus or minus will change it, enter will save it. If I want to add a second watering time, I just hit the forward arrow here and put in a second watering time. If I want to come down from midnight, I would hit the minus and come down, for example, come down here from midnight, set an evening watering time. If I don't want to do that, I just hit clear. All right. So, and again, if you have a time in there, you can always go forward to your start times in the fall. Go forward to, normal you'll be here. You go forward to the second one, hit clear, and it'll take that time out for you. So again, that's one of the ways to accomplish that. So we can see here there's no third or fourth start time, and we're back. Again, there's an A-B button here, so if you wanted to water the lawns, for example, at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you had two zones and then you didn't want them watering on Thursday when the gardener comes, we could set them up over here with how often not to water on Thursday. Put them in the A program, start them at 5 a.m. and on Thursdays they don't run. And I could go on the B program and set up the other sprinklers on the property to go ahead and water, because maybe you have a drip system or sprayers and you don't really care if those come on Thursday when the gardener's there. So that's what the difference for A and B is. That does not stand for front and back. I like to clarify that. It's usually a very common mistake. So again, right now we can see this home that we're at has a 5 o'clock start time, and that's all we're going to go do. So again, I'm at start times. Next, I'm going to go to the station run times. We can see zone 1 is currently set for 7 minutes. Again, if I wanted to change that, let's say I wanted to go to 8 minutes, I need to hit enter or it won't save it. Once I hit enter, it automatically moves us to station number 2 and gives us the option to then program number 2. If you wanted to double check that station 1 had the correct time for you, you can hit the back arrow and see station 1 for 8 minutes, the A program, so we're good to go. Now, I showed you that initially it was at 7 minutes and I moved it to 8 just to show you that. So I'm going to move it back to 7 minutes where I want it and hit enter. When I do, it moves to station number 2 next. So that's, let's say that's like one half of the front lawn is zone 1, or station 1, and then station number 2 is the other half of the front lawn. So again, if I wanted to double check that, make sure that that's now 7 minutes, I can just hit the back arrow here. You can see station 1, 7 minutes. All right, now I'm going to go forward to number 2. I like 5 minutes on number 2. I'm going to go forward to number 3. That's probably like a drip system. I like 15 minutes. I don't know. I like, when I'm dealing with time, I like to do 15, 30, 20. Kind of even numbers for the most part, as far as the clock is broken into 15-minute increments. I just kind of like to do that because it's easier to set up times that way rather than odd numbers or even numbers for math, but you get my point. Anyway, so let's move forward. So we got station 3, 15. Go forward. We got station 4 for 6. We got station 5 for 10. And we have nothing for station number 6 because we only use 5 stations here. And if you look down here, we can actually see here that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colored wires and a white for the common. So that goes on the common spot down below, and then each one of these screws, if you wanted to see that, if I can get the front off of here, hold this for me for a sec. All right, keep it on the timer there. All right, these are kind of a pain in the butt to get off once you get them on. You kind of wiggle it, you can pop it off. I'm going to zoom up real quick just for a sec here. So if you're setting this thing up, if you have the rain sensor activated, which you can see no rain sensor is being used here, there's a jumper there, and it says, if you look, it says sensor. We're not using a sensor, so there's a shunt or a jumper there, and this should be selected to off. Then the common is the white, and it does say common. And then notice I can touch these. There's no electricity here unless I turn the timer to make it actually run. And you can see each zone outside, well, one wire from each one of those zones outside will then connect to the common. That's what they all share in common. The other wire that's left on the top of each valve will then go to each one of these colored wires. And you can see it's red, blue, green, yellow, and orange. And that's pretty much that. And again, the reason we didn't program station 6, as you can see, station 6 up here, there's no wire on there, so it's not used. So have you hold that again. And I'm going to put the bottom back on the timer. There's 2 little tabs right here. You set those in first and then pop it on. And again, we're not, sorry about the hand there, we're not going to program station 6. So essentially at this point we're done. If you hit it again, it just comes back to the beginning. I'm not looking to put anything in B program, but if I wanted to do that right now, I could go to B program, skip, let's say, station 1, 2, and 3 if they're front lawn, go over here to station number 4, put in a vegetable garden that's maybe in the back, tell it how often to run and all that different stuff, just like you did for A. But for now, we're not going to use B, so I'm going to get back out of the B program here, and we're going to switch that back to A. So that's station 6 in program A, or excuse me, station 4 in program A, and it's set up for 6 minutes, so I'm going to get us back to number 1 here. And there we go. So far we've programmed 5 stations in this timer, or on this timer. Next, we're going to go to how often they run. So this is something that people make mistakes on all the time. You can see it says intermittent right here, odd and even. So if you wanted just even days, you just move over with the arrow to even and you hit enter. And it'll light that up and none of these will be lit up. If I wanted odd days, I can do the same thing right here. And again, if I wanted to clear that out, I could always change my mind over here. Whenever you show up here, and this is pretty much on any timer, you can see it's blinking over here on Sunday. That's so you know where you're at. So let's say we wanted Thursday off when the gardener comes. I could move over with the arrows, one at a time. There's Wednesday blinking, right? One more to Thursday. And now I move over to the clear button and I hit clear. Oh, hit it a little harder. There it goes. And so now it'll water. If there's a box of water, it waters. So if it's right now, the way this timer is set up, we have 5 stations programmed. They come on at, I believe, 5 in the morning is what we set them for. And you can see it's going to water Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, skip Thursday, water Friday, Saturday. So that's kind of a custom menu in here. And again, if I wanted to back up and go like this and put Thursday back in, I can just back up. Let's say you were back in run and the gardener goes, hey, I'm going to come on Fridays from now on. So this is typically where the timer's at. You come over here, you go to how often. He says, I'm coming on Friday. It'll always blink on Sunday when you show up so you know where you're at. Take the arrow and move over, over, over till you get to Thursday. Once it's blinking, you go ahead and hit enter and it's going to put it back in there. And then we can go to Friday, hit clear, and now it doesn't water on Fridays when the gardener comes. It's that simple. So for now, this customer, I believe, wants it watering every day, so we're going to go ahead and put that back in. So you can see it waters every day. Water budget, that's the last thing we've got to do here. Right now we know on zone number 1, it waters for 7 minutes. Zone number 2 for 5. Let's say it's going to be 113 degrees, and you don't want to have to change all 5 of these, and then a couple days later when it's 90s again, change them all back. You can come to your water budget right here, and you can, normally it'll do 7 minutes, 100% of what we asked it to do for zone 1, 5 minutes for zone 2, 100% of what we asked it to do. So again, that represents the 100%. But if it's going to be super hot, I can come here and use the plus, and change that to 150%. and then hit enter. And now what that's going to do is if I go over here and put it back to auto, I can now go check those run times, and you can see station number 1, it will alter those for you. So if I do it again, I probably didn't hit enter hard enough, sorry about that. We're going to go to water budget, we're at 150%, hit enter, and we should be able to go to auto. And what it'll do is it'll now change all of the, you can see here on the clock, it will change everything, and it will adjust them all back down. So hold this timer real quick or the camera for a sec. All right. So we got a little bit of an issue. So, all right. Anyway, that's pretty much how you set this timer. I wanted to show you that. The other thing too is our power cable here is a little bit loose. So you can see on the timer it says no AC. So just a little quick troubleshooting tip. You can also see the water budget, the percentage up here. If I point right above the 0 is altered. So I can go in there and alter that water budget and put it back to 100%. A couple days later when the weather goes back to normal, hit enter, and we're good to go. And then we go back when we're ready, back to auto. So at this point it says the time, when it's going to water next. It shows that there's it's Friday or Thursday, and it says the next time it's going to water is at 5 a.m. on Friday, and again back to the current time, and it flashes back and forth while it's in the auto position. And that's all there is to it. Once I get my power cable here reattached, it's a little loose, this no AC should go away, and it should just be ready to go. Anytime you see the no AC, it will not run any of your stations outside. It's just running off of battery power. So you've got to have that go away so that it's running off of the transformer, this little guy down here. As long as it says no AC, you will not be able to run anything. You might ask one more thing, how do I make the timer run if it's in auto and I want to manually run a whole program? I just hit manual. If I don't do anything else, it says all of A and B, sure, why not? Okay, if I wait too long, it goes, okay, never mind, we'll do all of A. So you can see right now, it's saying station 1 and program A is going to water. Right now, if I did nothing else, it will water 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shut off, be ready to go for its normal date and time. All right, now let's say you wanted to do a specific zone. So I'm going to shut that off. And then I'm going to come back over here to auto, and I'm going to go to manual, and then I'm going to go next, 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 and you can see it goes all of A and B, all of B, and then all of 1, all of 2. I go, let's say I wanted station 3 or 4. Tell it how long I want it to water, and then hit enter. And now it's going to manually water station number 4 or 3, whichever one you turned on, and it'll water just that station. When it's done, it'll shut off, be ready to go for its normal date and time. So I know I went pretty fast, so I'll shut that off again. This is something people use a lot. Your neighbor comes over and goes, hey, I think something out in your front lawn's shooting out in the street. You go, well, I don't want to wait for 7 minutes, and then 7 minutes, and then get to the third one. So that's like 12 minutes I'd have to hang out waiting for the timer if I manually just turned on the zones in the program. So I'm going to hit manual, hit the arrow to go all of A, all of B, station 1. I can turn that on if I think it's station 1. If he says it's my sideline, I go to station 2. Tell it how long I want it to run, 2 or 3 minutes, just so I can check it, and then hit enter. And then on it will come. And it says it's currently going to water that zone, and you can see manually it just kicked on. Okay? So, and that's pretty much how you do it, and you go, okay, yeah, I see it shooting out in the street, no problem, turn it off. When it stops blinking, it is off outside. And then I put it back to auto, and we're back up and running, and you can see again my power cable is a little loose. It's now gone. So you can see it's saying my next start time is 5 a.m. on Friday tomorrow, and the current time now is 12:48. And that's no longer wobbling and loose, so again, it doesn't say no AC. Okay, as long as it says no AC, your clock's going to work fine. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is to it. Hope you enjoyed our video, and again, as usual, if you did, please give us a thumbs up, like, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe. Hope you have a good day.